David Hume, the Scottish philosopher, historian and essayist, casts a long shadow over the landscape of Western thought. His influence is undeniable, his ideas reverberating through the centuries, shaping discussions on knowledge, morality and human nature. Hume's skepticism, his rigorous questioning of established truths, laid the groundwork for modern philosophical inquiry. His emphasis on empirical observation, on grounding knowledge in sensory experience, revolutionized the way we understand the world. His contributions to the field of ethics, exploring the role of emotions and sentiment in moral judgment, continue to provoke debate and inspire new avenues of thought. However, Hume's legacy is not without its complexities. The brilliance of his philosophical insights is interwoven with pronouncements that, by today's standards, are undeniably racist. His essay of national characters contains prejudicial remarks about African people, assertions rooted in the flawed racial theories prevalent in his time. These statements stand in stark contrast to the principles of equality and human dignity that underpin modern society. Born in Edinburgh, Scotland, on May 11, 1711, David Hume was immersed in the intellectual ferment of the Scottish Enlightenment. His education, first at the University of Edinburgh and later through independent study, instilled in him a deep appreciation for reason, logic, and the power of critical inquiry. The works of John Locke, with their emphasis on empirical observation as the foundation of knowledge, profoundly influenced Hume's philosophical development. Locke's ideas, along with those of other prominent Enlightenment thinkers like Isaac Newton and Francis Bacon, provided Hume with a framework for questioning traditional sources of authority and seeking knowledge through observation and experience. The intellectual milieu of Edinburgh, with its vibrant philosophical societies and salons, offered Hume a platform for engaging in lively debates and exchanging ideas with other leading thinkers of the day. He honed his skills in argumentation, developed his own distinctive philosophical voice, and established himself as a prominent figure in the Scottish Enlightenment. His early writings, including A Treatise of Human Nature, published in 1739, showcased his groundbreaking ideas on skepticism, causality, and the nature of the self, establishing him as a force to be reckoned with in the world of philosophy. Hume's philosophical journey was not confined to the academic realm. He travelled extensively, spending time in France, where he interacted with leading figures of the French Enlightenment, including Jean-Jacques Rousseau. These experiences broadened his horizons, exposing him to diverse perspectives and deepening his understanding of the complexities of human nature. He served as a private secretary to a military general, participated in diplomatic missions, and even held a position as a librarian at the University of Edinburgh. These varied experiences provided him with a wealth of material for his philosophical reflections, informing his views on politics, history, and the human condition. Hume's philosophical contributions are vast and multifaceted, encompassing epistemology, metaphysics, ethics, and political philosophy. His work is characterized by a profound skepticism, a relentless questioning of assumptions, and a refusal to accept any claim without rigorous scrutiny. He challenged the notion of innate ideas, arguing that all knowledge is derived from experience. This emphasis on empiricism, on grounding knowledge in sensory observation, became a cornerstone of his philosophical system. Hume's skepticism extended to the concept of causality, questioning the traditional view that we can perceive necessary connections between events. He argued that our understanding of cause and effect is based on custom and habit, derived from the repeated observation of events occurring in conjunction with one another. This radical skepticism had profound implications for our understanding of the world and our place within it. It undermined traditional notions of certainty, suggesting that our knowledge is always provisional, subject to revision in light of new evidence. Hume's empiricism, however, was not simply a form of negative dogmatism. It provided a framework for a more grounded scientific approach to knowledge, emphasizing the importance of observation, experimentation, and the constant testing of hypotheses against empirical evidence. In the realm of ethics, Hume departed from traditional moral theories that grounded morality in reason or divine command. He argued that moral judgments are ultimately based on sentiment, on our emotional responses to actions and characters. He emphasized the role of sympathy, our capacity to share in the feelings of others, as a key motivator for moral behavior. Hume's moral philosophy, while controversial in its time, paved the way for a more naturalistic understanding of ethics, one that recognizes the role of human emotions and social dynamics in shaping our moral judgments. Despite the brilliance of his philosophical insights, David Hume's legacy is complicated by the presence of racist pronouncements in his work. His 1748 essay of national characters stands as a stark reminder of the limitations of even the most enlightened minds. In this essay, Hume attempts to account for differences in national character, exploring the factors that contribute to the distinctive traits of various peoples. While the essay touches on a range of factors, including climate, government, and customs, it is Hume's remarks on race that have drawn the most scrutiny and condemnation. Hume asserts that Negroes are naturally inferior to white people, claiming that they lack the capacity for invention, arts, and sciences. He supports this assertion with anecdotal evidence, citing the lack of advanced civilizations in Africa as proof of his claim. These pronouncements reflect the deeply ingrained racial prejudices of Hume's time, prejudices rooted in the burgeoning transatlantic slave trade and the accompanying ideologies that sought to justify the enslavement of African people. Hume's remarks on race are not merely an unfortunate footnote in his otherwise illustrious career. They represent a fundamental flaw in his thinking, a failure to apply his own principles of skepticism and empirical observation to the question of racial difference. Instead of subjecting these claims to rigorous scrutiny, he accepts them uncritically, relying on anecdotal evidence and prevailing prejudices to support his assertions. This inconsistency underscores the profound limitations of Enlightenment thought, revealing how even the most brilliant minds could be held captive to the biases of their time. David Hume once stated that Africans were incapable of producing inventions. However, history has proven otherwise. Had Hume lived longer, he would have witnessed numerous groundbreaking inventions by Africans and African Americans. Here are just a few to the many that Hume got wrong. The traffic light, invented by Garrett Morgan in 1923, revolutionized road safety. The gas mask, also by Garrett Morgan in 1914, has protected countless individuals. Marie Van Britten Brown's home security system in 1966 laid the foundation for modern home security. Alexander Miles' automatic elevator door in 1887 improved elevator safety and efficiency. We must mention Arthur Zhang, who invented the cardiopad, a mobile system that transmits cardiac signals over a mobile network, which we might add has saved more than 1 million lives, where reaction time to respond was allowed, creating preventive measures of a full cardiac arrest. Once again, we visit Garrett Morgan's and his addition to traffic safety with the 3-light traffic signal, which indeed did further enhance road safety. And don't forget Richard B. Spike's patent for the very first turn signals for automobiles and other automotive safety components as well. Then we have none other than George Speck, who invented probably the greatest thing on this earth possible, potato chips, in 1853. And who in the hell doesn't love those daggone potato chips? These inventions, once again, just to name a few, highlight the profound contributions of Africans and African Americans to society. They serve as a powerful rebuttal to Hume's erroneous beliefs and remind us of the importance of challenging prejudices back then, as well as today in 2024. Taking the bad along with the good, David Hume's skepticism laid a critical foundation for the development of modern science, no doubt. By questioning the certainty of knowledge and emphasizing empirical evidence, Hume challenged thinkers to rely on observable data rather than mere speculation, which has in fact benefited many thinkers of yesteryears and today. His ideas resonated deeply with scientists and philosophers from many generations, shaping the scientific method we use today. Hume's insistence on empirical evidence and his famous problem of induction pushed scientists to develop rigorous methodologies for experimentation and observation. This shift catalyzed advancements in various fields, from physics to psychology. For instance, the principles of empiricism are evident in the work of Charles Darwin, whose theory of evolution was grounded in meticulous observation and data collection. Moreover, Hume's influence extends to contemporary scientific practices. His approach to skepticism encourages scientists to remain open to new evidence, fostering a culture of continuous inquiry and innovation. In fields like quantum mechanics and neuroscience, where uncertainty is a constant companion, Hume's legacy is particularly pronounced. His ideas remind us that the pursuit of knowledge is an ever-evolving journey, driven by curiosity and a commitment to empirical truth. Thus, while Hume's personal beliefs may have been flawed, his contributions to the philosophy of science have left an indelible mark. By advocating for skepticism and empirical evidence, Hume helped pave the way for the scientific revolutions that continue to shape our understanding of the world. As we reflect on Hume's enduring influence, we recognize the importance of challenging assumptions and embracing a spirit of inquiry. In doing so, we honor the true essence of scientific exploration and the quest for knowledge. Join us next time as we continue to dwell deeper into the lives and legacies of other great thinkers. As always, we thank you for joining us for another episode of Philosophical Flicks. Thank you for watching, and until we meet again, take care of yourselves and each other.